What's going on, everyone? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Before I begin, I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you for helping to make this channel what it is. The channel grows each and every single day, and that's because of all of you. So thank you for the support. If you like what you see and you enjoy the content, I really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Also, smash that like button and comment in the comment section below. It goes a long way. And don't forget to hit the bell to receive notifications. Also, if you're just discovering my channel or you are already customers of mine over at eBay, I do have an eBay store called the Carolina Collector 001. The link is in the description box below. I've been selling a lot of loose sports cards, many of which you've seen me either break from boxes or rip from packs. I have been selling graded slabs and various other items. So if you want to help to support the channel, that's how you can do it. Click the link in the description box below. It'll take you right to my eBay store. So, before I begin with all of this, I'm grateful to my eBay customers, because if it wasn't for all of you, especially if you've segued from YouTube over to eBay, I've sold quite a few cards over the past week or so. As you know, I'm just getting over having COVID-19. It was rough, it was brutal, but I came out of it on top. You know, in life, when you get knocked down, pick yourself back up. Only you can keep yourself going. And that's kind of what happened with me. I mean, it really beat the piss out of me. But, you know, after taking, ivermectin and NAC, along with magnesium, calcium, zinc, and vitamin D3, along with a good, healthy diet and everything else, I mean, for the first couple days, it was bad. But then once I took those supplements and the ivermectin, it completely did a 180. So I've recovered quite well. I had company here Friday. I was over at my buddy's house Saturday. I had another buddy of mine come over here yesterday, and now here we are Monday. And it is gorgeous outside. It's just too nice to sit indoors. So I might spend most of my day here on the patio, or I might even hop in the car and go out and get something to eat. We'll see. I actually took a small walk over here to the post office where I live, so that this way the latest batch of orders that I had can go out. And I believe it was a Bayern Munich retro jersey and 3 slabs. So those are on their way as of today. But all of you who bought all those sports cards over the past week or so, ladies and gentlemen, I really deeply appreciate it, because the money went towards getting myself ivermectin. Also, a bunch of supplements. I used the Walmart app to order myself food, so I didn't have to go outside and put anybody at risk. I also bought Lysol and all sorts of disinfectants and everything else. And the money went a long way. So, here I am, feeling a lot better. Though it's been a while since I did a full-fledged, video like this. So I really appreciate the support, everybody. And also, thank you for your patience. Many of you that I messaged on eBay, you were so patient and so awesome and so kind and understanding. I really don't know what to say. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, everybody. So all of your orders should be getting to you hopefully within the next 5 to 7 days. Thank you across the board. It really helps. I don't know how many of you actually don't realize, it's not just about the money. It's sometimes, when you have unexpected issues, like what I just had with COVID, it can cost an arm and a leg, especially if you can't leave your home. I mean, it's not that you can't, but you shouldn't, because, if you had the thing, you could spread it to somebody else. So I waited until I tested negative at least twice, on 2 separate occasions, that I actually felt it was good enough for me to go outside. And, I'm happy to be out here in the fresh air. Actually, I started doing all the cleanup and disinfecting, like my patio. I probably sprayed like 8 times with Odoban and Lysol, and did my carpet twice with Odoban in the tank, because I have a steam cleaner, and the Odoban works really good to clean the carpet. I disinfected my bedroom, my bathroom, spraying the walls, spraying the bed sheets. I actually have different disinfectants for different purposes. For example, like Lysol sells a fabric spray version of it's disinfectant, so you could spray that on your pillowcases and your couch and all that. Odoban is like the best one because, it's in a regular spray bottle and you can always refill it. You guys helped pay for 2 gallons of the stuff. I mean, you guys paid for just about everything that I used during this whole time. Walmart was a valuable resource. I ordered stuff directly to my door so I didn't have to leave my home. I mean, it really helps, guys. You guys really, really, I'm blessed already to have certain resources, but to take that money through my eBay sales and to be able to get ivermectin, vitamin D3 with calcium, magnesium, zinc, N-acetylcysteine, or NAC as it's known. I was able to take care of myself. I rush ordered almost everything to my home, and as soon as I started taking the ivermectin, within 24 hours, the symptoms started to subside. Thanks again to all of you. I bought, a box of testing kits. I think there was like 4 tests in one box. So I tested positive twice, and then I tested negative twice to use up all 4 of those testing kits. And, I recovered very quickly. I was so happy to have company here, on Friday. It was nice to be out in the fresh air. I felt so revitalized. Like, thank God, at least in my case, I was able to, weather the whole thing. So, but it's nothing to scoff at. I was never a denier of COVID. There are a lot of deniers of COVID that are out there. I just don't like the idea of some authoritarian figure telling me what I should and shouldn't do with putting things in my body. But to get just a little political here, it's funny when it comes to abortion, my body, my choice. But then when it comes to things like this, we had fascist authoritative figures out there who were trying to make us and scare us and berate us into putting chemicals into our body, which of course I refused until I had 3 separate doctors tell me that, with somebody like yourself who's at risk, because I think I've mentioned it here on the channel. I was at the World Trade Center site for 5 days on the pile, right on top of the thing for the first 5 days after the fact, volunteering my time. And because of the sarcoid that I had in my lungs, they felt it was necessary for me to not just get, regular flu shots. Every, I think, 6 to 7 years, get a pneumonia shot. So I got a flu shot and a pneumonia shot this year, as a matter of fact. And then I did the 2 Modernas. It took 3 separate doctors to convince me to get those shots. So, and I gotta say, and one of my buddies said it recently after I tested negative the second time, when we were hanging out Saturday night, that if I didn't take those 2 COVID shots, it probably would have gotten my lungs, because that's the one thing in my case that I was shocked that I didn't get was any type of issues with my lungs. My breathing was so, but that was only because of my sinuses. But I guess it protected me in some form or another. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. I mean, I've heard horror stories, but again, like I'm saying, I never said it wasn't the thing. I'm not a denier or anything like that. But instead of being a victim of fear-mongering and panic, like people tend to do because of the media's shock and awe campaign through sensationalism, with the information that we have now, how to, self-treat. I mean, once I started taking the ivermectin, man, the symptoms did a 180, and then I recovered like almost immediately. So, but all of you, again, like I said, helped to pick up Lysol sprays, Odoban, food delivered to my door so I didn't have to leave, and a whole bunch of other stuff, that really helped me out. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. So now that's out of the way. I just relisted the complete 50 card set of the Topps Chrome Mitchell and Ness cards over at my eBay store and a few other slabs. I did submit 4 cards to SGC, and there's a reason why I submitted these 4 cards first, in particular 2 of them. I want to get into the whole Paul Skeens debacle, because I've noticed that his cards in particular, like, you have your popular cards this season with Ellie De La Cruz, Jackson Merrill, Jackson Holiday, guys like that. But for whatever bizarre reason, like Paul Skeens cards are just all over the place with their pricing, and I found it bizarre where I was able to track down 2 raw color match Mojo Fractors from the Bowman Mega Boxes from 2024. One was out of 50, one was out of 75. I already bought an out of 5 red border Mojo Fractor. I believe it was a PSA 10. Cost me $1,100, and I'm praying to God he doesn't get hurt. But anything below that, the prices are wildly inconsistent. Now, I didn't grab the PSA 10. I mean, I have these, which I'll probably, list on my eBay stores page. And basically what these are, this is the Lunar Glow, and that's his base Mojo. And I've been watching the prices of cards like these. They're all over the place. One guy's selling it for $50. Let's just take the base Mojo. One guy's selling it for $25. Another guy's selling it for $75. Another guy's selling it for $10. Another guy's selling it for $15. And it makes no sense. And then you see like the color matches, for example. And I've noticed like the color matches, you'll have an out of 50 be like, let's just say raw for like $250. And then you'll see an out of 75 for like $400. And I'm like, wait a minute. Isn't one smaller than the other, so why is one cost more than the other? It just makes no sense, and I have no idea why that is. You know, I know that guys like Ellie De La Cruz, which is another subject I'm going to get into in a little bit. You know, he's a popular guy, but his card prices, like, for example, I'll show this, and there's a reason why I'm going to get into this in a little bit. Here's one of 2 X-Fractors of his that I have. The prices of this particular card are consistent in its raw form. And I'm happy to see that because, you know, for anybody that doesn't want to go through the hassle of breaking the monster boxes that came out, which I believe that's where the X-Fractors came from, those prices are consistent. So you can go to basically any eBay seller, including myself. I mean, I intend on getting my 2 graded. I'll keep one and sell one. But, you know, it's just the prices are at least with that particular card generally consistent within $5 to $10 of each other per eBay seller. But then when I look at the Paul Skeens cards, they're just, it's like a sine curve. It's everywhere. So it doesn't make sense. You know, I bought that Paul Skeens Mega Box Mojo Fractor out of 5 through auction. I think it was 1128 or 1138, something like that I paid for it. But there are other cards in that class or caliber that are being sold for $3,000, and it makes no sense. You know, especially a non-auto. I don't understand why one card who's in the same caliber as the other is twice as much as a card that's here, where this card should be more expensive than this one. It's wildly inconsistent, and I think people are just pulling values out of thin air, especially when I see a lot of eBay sellers, and this is why I don't do buy it nows and best offers. I rather do things via auction and lowball myself to, you know, give people a chance to say, hey, you know what? I want this particular card. Like I did that with the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie. Actually, I should have the second one right here. That's the second SGC 9. The first one sold. I actually lowered the price on it, you know, to make it a little bit more competitive so that this way anybody that wants one can get one. But it's weird. In the case of Paul Skeens, his cards are just wildly inconsistent, and I wish I knew why. I mean, I get the fact that he's a pitcher, and you're gambling on the fact that, like, you know, pitchers are very difficult to pin down because once they get hurt, their price is going to drop. But it just doesn't make sense that one card from one class, which should be lower in price, is almost 1.5 times more expensive than another card that is in the same class. It just doesn't make sense. I don't get it. you know, like that Paul Skeens out of 5, like I said, I won it in auction, which allows me to be able to sell things like this to all of you. And when the 2 color matches come back from SGC, I might keep one. I don't know yet. We'll see. Because now that I got the out of 5, I can, you know, with a clear conscience, I can actually, you know, sell those 2 color matches when they come back, and, you know, not feel guilty about it. You know, obviously having a 5 versus 2 other numbered parallels makes it very easy to decide. You know, obviously I want the best of the best. You know, I think most collectors can agree that, you know, we all want, you know, cool cards, and we want the best cards that we can get. But, you know, it's just I found the Paul Skeens cards to be just that weird thing, you know, where it's like, I don't know why his card prices are all over the place. It just doesn't make sense. And now we move on to probably what's going to be my next SGC submission. So this latest one that I made, there's only 4 cards. There's the Bryce Harper out of 5, which I pulled on camera from the Mitchell & Ness cards. I had to get that graded. The 2 Paul Skeens cards, and I forgot what the 4th one was. But with that being said, I am probably going to make another submission, which is going to be mostly consisting. Actually, I believe I'm just going to noodle through this. Yeah, this submission is going to consist of nothing but Ellie De La Cruz cards. So, so I have a bunch of base rookies from Topps Chrome. All the paper rookies I sold successfully. So these are all base LEs that I'm probably going to submit. I think SGC actually has a Topps Chrome special going on right now. So I want to get my submission in. I think they're $12 a card for Topps Chrome. So there's, get out of here. You know what it is? It's so nice outside now. You get all those little gnats and fruit flies and stuff flying around out here. They're getting in their last bites before it gets cold. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I got all these base Ellie De La Cruz rookie cards. Then I have an Ellie De La Cruz base refractor. And then you guys watch me pull this on camera, or pull these 2 on camera. Get out of here. The 2 X-Fractors. And then we have the pink border Ellie. And then we got us a couple strokes. These are, of course, base LEs. And then we have 2 1989 parallels to get graded. So it's going to be a very Ellie De La Cruz heavy submission. And of course, the doubles and triples and quadruples, you know, I'm going to make available for sale. And of course, one of each I'll keep for myself depending on the grades. So that'll be my next submission. Now, as far as my eBay sales are concerned, I already listed a couple slabs. I believe I listed an Aaron Judge 9.5 from Mitchell & Ness. And I listed a Gunnar Henderson 9.5. I believe I also have a Corbin Carroll base SGC 10 that I've listed. But I do have the second Ken Griffey Jr. The first one sold. A little less than what I was hoping for, but it did sell. I'm probably going to part ways with my bookend out of 50 Corbin Carroll gold. This is 50 out of 50. Then, of course, I just showed you the base Paul Skeens Mojo Fractor from Bowman. And then we have the Bowman Lunar Glow SGC 9. So I'm probably going to list them sooner than later. And then we move on to cards, and I'm going to sell in their raw form. And I really had a good think about this, because some of these, I know, let me see here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so as you guys know, I have a Bryce Harper, which I just submitted to SGC from the Mitchell and Ness set that I opened on camera. Again, that's the out of 5. And I had 2 Adley Rushman out of 5s. One I sold, one I kept. I have an entire collection of refractors. Now, I've sold a whole bunch of these refractors from Mitchell and Ness in the past, but I've decided that I'm probably going to part ways with whatever refractors I have from that set. And there's quite a few of them. There's the Corey Seager out of 25. We have a Cody Bellinger, which I opened up off camera recently, gold out of 50. We have a Bo Bichette out of 99. Trey Turner out of 25. Here's the orange Bryce Harper I was telling you, ladies and gentlemen, about. I felt that because I got the red out of 5, I felt it's not necessary really to get this graded, so I'll leave it in its raw form. We got a Pete Alonso out of 99. Another Pete Alonso out of 25. A Riley Green out of 50. Francisco Alvarez rookie card out of 50. That's a gold. Then we have a Juan Soto out of 99. An Adley Rushman out of 99. And an Adley Rushman gold out of 50. So sooner than later, I'm going to list those for sale in their raw form, and I'm probably going to list them all starting at $25 each, just to get started with them. So, and the reason why I'm parting with them is because, you know, I have pretty much what I want as far as refractors in their out of 5 form, and I do have the Byron Buxton out of 10. Which graded in SGC 10 from that set. So I'm pretty satisfied with the red refractors I have. I have the Anthony Volpe out of 5. I have the Gunnar Henderson out of 5. I have the Corbin Carroll out of 5. I now have the Bryce Harper out of 5. I have a Shohei Ohtani out of 5. So I've got the cards from that set as far as like the real higher echelon cards from that set. I'm pretty content with that. Plus, I still have 2 complete sets for myself from the, you know, as far as the base cards are concerned. I still have a whole ton of the Mitchell and Ness cards I'm selling, but I think in the next round of listings, I'm most likely going to part ways with all of these. So keep a lookout for that. I am going to be listing these as well. Keep a lookout for that. And I probably will submit all of these Ellie De La Cruz cards for grading. It's going to be very difficult to see if I can get a 10 out of any of these because, you know, I've given these all a once over. I really feel that almost all of these are going to be 9s or 9.5s. I can see it already. Because, you know, it's just the quality of Topps Chrome lately. I don't know what's going on. Because the Mitchell and Ness cards from 2024 that I have bought from my fellow eBayers out there, including, you know, the ones I opened up from those hats, the 3-pack of hats from Lids, the quality is just awful. And to me, they're ugly, in my opinion. They're trash. They're ugly. So I don't think I'm going to pursue any of the 2024 Mitchell and Ness cards. I do have a small stack. I probably got about half the collection already as it is from the base set. But the problem is that, you know, with every single card that I have from the 2024 set, they're everywhere. The centering is way off on almost every single card. There's like drip marks. There's like pitting. There's print. I mean, print lines and pit marks are, you know, ubiquitous when it comes to Topps Chrome or Bowman in general. But this is just too much. Like, I opened up 2 Ellie De La Cruz rookie cards, and both of them were just horribly cut. Bad centering, manufacturing defects, pits on the card. I mean, it was just, one of them had a drip. I think I showed it on camera. It looked like a chromium drip. I've never seen anything like it. This set is just too awful for me to want to pursue anymore. And I appreciate that there are eBay sellers. You guys are probably subscribers to the channel. I appreciate you guys trying to entice me with deals and stuff like that, because I have got quite a few messages, but the simple fact of the matter is, after my experience with opening up, the packs that I already have, I have to estimate about 75% of them are just way, way awful when it comes to QC issues. So I've decided that I'm not going to pursue those cards anymore. As far as getting more cards, many of you may know they just had the pre-order for the 2024 Bowman Mega Boxes for Chrome. So I was able to secure 4 of them. Also, I have 4 hobby boxes, which should be coming this week. I think the official release date is September 11th. I'm not sure, but mine are on their way now. I'm expecting a delivery, but I don't know if it's going to be of those cards or not. I got to check 17 track. But I also ordered Topps Now LA De La Cruz cards. I think I ordered 20 of them when they came out. I don't know when they're going to be released. But there are some cards coming, down the pike that I'll be, ripping on the channel or breaking boxes on the channel. As far as like other stuff is concerned, I still got a ton of the Masters of the Universe Cartoon Collection action figures. I still got to open up for you guys and review. I think there's like 8 of them left that I got to break out of their plastic prisons. I'll be taking care of that as time goes on. I also picked up Transformers Legacy Gears and also Transformers Legacy Silverbolt, which has been sitting in my bedroom for a while, still in their cardboard prisons. I got to do a review on those guys. I did order for the Studio 86 Optimus Prime, which probably won't be here for a while. I'm still waiting for Missing Link 1 and 2. I'm sorry, 2 and 3. No, wait, is it 2 and 3? No, it should be 3 and 4. I forget what the numbers are, but that's the Cliff Jumper and the Bumblebee. You guys can correct me in the comments section. So those probably won't be here for a while. So there's stuff that's on order that will be coming down the pike. I'm also building a Star Trek Monster Maroon costume. I'm trying to get it as screen accurate as humanly possible. I know I've been checking all over the place. I know the go-to guys were a Novos for a very long time, but I think a Novos is dead. I'm not sure. I don't know. But, just going through eBay and Etsy and stuff like that, I found all these cool resources where you see like semi-accurate to almost completely accurate tunics, pins, undershirts with a padded collar. I just ordered a pair of pants from Etsy. The collar pins and stuff like that. I just picked up a pair of boots. So I'm going to be building myself a at least semi-screen accurate movie era uniform for Halloween. Eventually, as Halloween gets closer, I'm going to go over my Freddy Krueger costume, which I've already built a long time ago. And, I'll probably do that either in pieces, or I'll do it as one whole video and then get in the whole get up and then, do my Freddy Krueger shtick. I am still waiting. It's been a while. I don't want it to sound like I'm calling out the maker of this particular glove, but I know this individual has been through a lot of things based on our communications back and forth from when I first ordered this glove over 2 years ago. He's got a good rep, a great guy in the community. His gloves are second to none in my opinion when it comes to, especially to Part 4s. But it's just he's had a lot go on over the past couple of years, a move, sickness, whatever have you, and I'm still waiting for my template Part 4 gloves, so we'll see what happens with that. But I do have a Part 4 that I do use that I've modified from a gentleman from Etsy. I believe it's Nightmares Unlimited who made the glove. I believe that's the name of the maker. But I've modified it from, to suit my needs. But that costume's complete. I've got the Gary Carter 1986 World Series uniform for Halloween. I'll go over that over time. I got the Rick Vaughn Wild Thing from Major League costume. I actually do have the Part 2 jersey, but the Part 1 jersey was very difficult to come by. They're extremely rare, and my copy doesn't have the numbers of the template for the back or the front, So I had to source out something as close as humanly possible because there are differences between the two jerseys. So I had to get numbers, tackle twill numbers, that were very close to what was used on screen. Because the part one that I have is an authentic Rawlings jersey, but it came blank with minus the Indians and the woohoo on the sleeve. So eventually, somewhere down the line, I'm going to have a seamstress or somebody attach those numbers for me, But I do have the part two jersey. I've got the pants, sneakers that are close to what he wore, the glove, the glasses with the skull and crossbones. I got the Cameron Fry Ferris Bueller's Day Off costume from head to toe. I just got to get myself some good Ray-Bans to match. Trying to think what else. So there's a whole bunch of stuff coming down the pike for me to review on the channel, especially now that Halloween is coming. I love Halloween, so. And now I want to get into a subject which I talked about here on the channel, about the shill bidding and these eBay scammers that are out there, and those that are clearly working with either brick and mortar shops or consignment stores or eBay stores that do consignments. The one eBay seller, I believe Babe Ruth Collectibles is the name of this eBay seller. If you look in the positive column, and it's very predatory when people do this. A lot of eBayers are afraid to leave negative feedbacks based on their experience with people like this. If you look in the positive column, you're going to see negative remarks. Doesn't pay, complains, demands refunds. I waited and then canceled, and they left me a negative feedback, and like all of this stuff. Boom, 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 boom. And then you see copy and paste feedbacks. Of course, you see them from Probstein to Probstein and all these other consignment eBay sellers and whatnot that are, in my opinion, trying to, like this card, trying to take these cards out of the market to control the prices, or they see you as a threat. So they'll do anything they can to screw up your feedbacks and your reputation. And this person, I went to go look, just like I got curious. When I did this latest relist, right? And I looked at their profile. This Babe Ruth Collectibles or whoever they are, that left me these 4 straight feedbacks because they didn't pay when they should have. Now there's a big disclaimer like this: my mom has cancer and I'll pay whenever I feel like it, or something to that effect. You're going to pay whenever you feel like it. I'm sympathetic towards people and health issues. There are people that got severe disabilities. Maybe you're sick. I just got over COVID myself. So I get it. And again, guys and gals who bought those cards off of me, you were so patient with me. I'm glad your orders are finally getting to you. But guys, thank you. That's why I take to YouTube for transparency when it comes to your money. It's your money. And when you're spending your money with me, I want you to know everything about your card. So like if I grab this Corey Seager and you're a customer of mine here on YouTube, I want to make sure that you know, especially after I pack the cards and I prep them and, process the orders. That's why I have the YouTube. YouTube is a great resource for this, especially when it comes to my customers. Because once I get done, if it's 1 card or 2 card, I may not do as short. But when I have large size orders, I'm going to go to YouTube Shorts and update my customers, so at least you can see, hey, you know what? You got your tracking number. That's done automatically once I print out the shipping labels. Here's what the envelopes look like. Here's the box, blah, 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 blah. There's transparency. And YouTube is a valuable resource. And I don't know many eBay sellers or YouTubers that do that actually, go on camera and promote their business that way and say, hey, look, here's your card. It's on the way. You got questions, message me here on YouTube or on eBay. And it's been perfect. So this person, I think I remember saying that this person says, well, this person canceled the order and blocked me, that the behavior is very suspicious, whatever. And literally ended it, ... whatever. Meanwhile, you go through their positive column, you're going to see a whole bunch of negative feedbacks. Person doesn't pay. Person complains, demands refund. didn't pay for 2 weeks. I had to cancel the order, and they blocked me, and blah blah blah, and all this negativity, boom, 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 and then copy and paste feedbacks from consignment eBay sellers like Probstein is probably the biggest one. In other words, to me, it just sounds like somebody trying to control the numbers and control the hobby, and manipulate the numbers and control the population of some of these cards that are out there, and I call bullshit. I call bullshit. So now there's this disclaimer on this Babe Ruth Collectibles page. My mother has cancer. I'll pay whenever I feel like it. I'm very sympathetic to people that have emotional problems, mental issues, depression, anxiety. I myself deal with post-traumatic stress disorder. And over the years, I've got to this point where, like, I'm able to manage and deal with it. Like, for example, 9/11 is this Wednesday. I've pretty much moved past all of that at this point, because now that certain things have happened in my life. I think I mentioned I had 3 court cases against the federal government in New York State. 2 of those cases I won. One is in appeal because something went wrong. So now my lawyers have appealed their decisions, but it's going to go on forever. I'm a cash cow to these people. Anybody in the 9/11 community will tell you it's annoying and irritating that we've all become test subjects or like laboratory rats. So when I won the 2 court cases that I have, it was nice to finally let go of a lot of baggage that I had up in the top of my head. So, I've moved past all that stuff, but you got people that are out there that use things as a hammer to beat over people's heads. I was guilty of doing that for a while too, until I came to my senses. Even here on my patio, I had a little ceremony where I had World Trade Center statues, I had statues of the Pentagon, I even had models of the airplanes, for God's sakes. T-shirts, patches, stickers. And I came out here with a hammer and broke everything and smashed everything, cut up all those T-shirts. I might have like 2 left somewhere buried in my closet. But I let it go. I cut it loose. But you got people out there that are using what they have to try to manipulate and control people. And I believe that that's what this person is doing. I'm not saying that their story is fake. But when you literally put it up there and say, my so-and-so has cancer, I'll pay when I feel like it. Those words right there, I'll pay when I feel like it. Well, guess what? That's not how the real world works. If your so-and-so has cancer, well, somebody has to pay the medical bills right then and there. So it doesn't make sense. I had COVID. I still had to pay my bills. I had to pay my cell phone bill, my rent, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't stop the machine from moving. And this person is clearly, in my opinion, trying to manipulate people either into pity or whatever it is, or feeling sorry, allegedly, by the way. And that's not fair, because this person essentially is holding eBay sellers hostage. And you go through their feedbacks and you see these negatives in it. So it's very frustrating and very annoying to see a thing like that, where really you're using cancer as an excuse to not pay for things that you're supposed to pay for, that you clearly ordered. I can't just go into a Burger King and say, give me a double Whopper with cheese, no onions, and then grab the bag and walk away and not pay for it. I could be crippled, I can be an amputee from the knees down, in a wheelchair, blind and deaf like Helen Keller. And if I go to Burger King and I get a Whopper, or somebody or a caretaker gets a Whopper with cheese for me, it has to be paid for, regardless and despite the condition I'm in. And it doesn't make sense. And this is yet again another attempt for these con artists and these scumbags that are out there to manipulate and control the hobby, to manipulate and control card prices, to manipulate and control the population numbers on some of these cards, and not for nothing, to try to knock their competition off of their perch. Up until this point, I'm almost at 1,000 feedbacks, as far as my rating is concerned. But thanks to this asshole, it's now 99.8. And now those 4 negative feedbacks are going to be on my account for the next year. And I'm suspicious, after selling over 900 items in a very short amount of time that I'm suspicious. The one who's suspicious is using cancer as an excuse to get over on people, to manipulate and control. And you can see that in those feedbacks. And this one person's not the only one that I've caught doing that on my account. I'll wait 6, 7, 8 days. I know I got regular customers. eBay lets you know right in the listing, that this is a repeat customer. It'll say it in green if you use the app like I do. And then again, I also had another issue recently where, like, I've messaged everybody to the best of my ability. Listen, I have to shelter in place. I have COVID. I can't go out. I can't get to the post office. My faculties are not in order. And I don't want to screw up anybody's orders. I'm very meticulous with my methods. Unfortunately, I did screw up 2 customers' orders, and I flip-flopped the cards. Both of them messaged me. I messaged them back. Their actual orders or replacements went out. Fortunately, I've got about 15 or 20 of that one card that I'm able to do that. So I told them, keep the ones you got. Consider it an apology. Your proper cards are coming. They said thank you. I sent them photos of the envelopes and whatnot so they know that their replacement cards are coming. But I had one guy who just could not wait. And here we are again with people who are instantly react. And I'm like, I got fucking COVID. Forgive me for cussing. I got fucking COVID. I'm laying in bed, sick as a dog, and I put it here on YouTube. And I even messaged this individual that I had COVID, that there's going to be a delay. And all my other customers, all of you that sent me messages saying, no problem, that's okay, get better, the cards will come when they come. You guys are amazing. May God bless you all and give you good fortune for being understanding, because this other eBay customer demanded a refund and put this note with the refund request saying the card won't arrive in time. It was a Paul Skeens. I believe it was the other lunar glow that I had. I had 2 of these, if you guys remember the SGC reveal that I did. And demanded a refund. And said in the disclaimer, or in the note, that it's not going to arrive on time. Well, what the fuck does that mean? It's not going to arrive on time. This person, or I already messaged this person, I got COVID, there's nothing I can do. I can't go outside, and I'm a person of conscience, man. I'm not, if I have something that's going on with me like that, you're supposed to put yourself behind closed doors until you test positive, until you clean up, until, the thing is gone. And like I said, I tested 4 separate times. 2 times I was negative, 2 times I was positive. It's the 2 negatives that counted. That's why I bought that kit, so that this way I can be sure that I'm at that point where I'm at. And once I tested negative twice, I was able to get outside, and here I am, back in the real world again. Some people are just fucking dumb. I'm sorry again for cussing. So what does that mean? It's not going to come on time, or it's not going to arrive on time. This like, sometimes I'll get notes like some customers will have like special requests, like, instead of putting them in top loaders like this, they don't want their cards in top loaders. They want their cards in card saver ones with brand new penny sleeves, probably because they don't want to go out and get their own stuff, and and they want to get it brand new, and they don't have to do anything. They can take their card that they want and put it away, and that's fine. I've had requests like that. Some people will say, well, just put it in a penny sleeve and wrap it in cardboard. So there are some special requests. This person made not one request. What was it, Jason, what was it, Jay? It was something Gwyn. It was an Asian last name. NGY something. It was something Gwyn. I can't remember the name. But this person didn't put a rush order on anything. This person never indicated that they needed it in a certain time. Otherwise, I would have prioritized that card and got that card out first and foremost. Excuse me. So if any of you are my eBay customers and you need a rush order, let me know. There's a note to seller option that you can actually type something there as a message to me, and I can read that. Now, I've had that happen before, and I try to fulfill the requests of my customers. They want, sometimes, like, all right, if I'll sell a slab like this, they might not want this plastic on there, and they might want me to take it off, or maybe they want me to put a double thing on there. I don't know. But I try my best to, satisfy my customers to the best of my ability. But this person never mentioned anywhere, once, at any time, throughout the duration of the auction, or even after the card was won by this person, that they wanted a rush order on the card. It's not going to arrive on time. Well, what the fuck does that mean? It's not going to arrive on time. You never indicated that you wanted it in a certain time frame. People need to be clear. And then, of course, what do you think happened? They demanded a refund or a return for the card. So what do you think I did? I packed the card and I shipped it off, and I denied their request because it was already paid for. The shipping itinerary was already printed out, and the card was already off. So their card is on their way. And you got to deal with people like this, man. That's the thing about the business that sucks. There's always people that try to get over. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Anything in life that could be manipulated, warped, twisted, used, abused, people are going to find ways to get over. Or people don't know how to speak. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to talk. And that screws up a guy like myself who runs an honest, legitimate business. And that's not fair to sellers. And these buyers hold us hostage, and that's not fair. It's like what happened. It's like what happened with this jackass, this Babe Ruth Collectibles, that left me 4 consecutive negative feedbacks because they were trying to game the system and using cancer as an excuse. You still have to pay your doctor's medical bills. Or you still have to pay the hospital bill. You still have to pay the doctor bill. It sucks. It's cruel. But business is business. And I've been very lenient with my customers. All of you that are watching this who have been customers of mine on eBay, no, I'm very, very, I'll work with my customers. If you, again, like I said, if all of you say, hey, I want a brand new top loader, I want a penny sleeve, and then put that inside another holder or whatever have you, I try to be very, very, responsive to that. Oops. And I try to make my customers happy that way. But, you got people out there that I really don't think know how to communicate properly. There are people out there that are manipulators. There is that dark element in the hobby, unfortunately, where you got people that take advantage of things and abuse the system and pop control and all of this stuff. It's like, it sucks. But at least I've got it down to a minimum at this point. I've since blocked both of these people because, I think it's kind of unfair when, I'm laying in bed and I can't get out of bed because I've got this, COVID stuff. And then you're like, coming at me like I'm going to steal your money or something like that because I haven't shipped it out. And I clearly told this person, I have COVID. I can't leave my home. I have to shelter in place. Even if there are no laws written, ethically and morally speaking, that's the right thing to do. Whether this person likes it or not. I don't have to put myself... And New York State, aka Triad, I hope you're listening, I will not, under any circumstance, do harm or put myself in harm's way for anyone. I don't care if you're the Pope, the President, or Jesus Christ himself. I will not put myself in harm's way for anyone or for any reason. And no one is going to force me to do things I don't want to do. It's ridiculous and absurd that this person would say, oh, it's not going to arrive on time. Well, what does that mean? The person did not say, hey, can I have a rush order on this? And I would have been out there just like that. I would have left behind all the other cards and packed this individual one and sent it off. And it's things like this you have to deal with. The problem is the internet has left people spoiled rotten. That they want everything yesterday. Everything has to be right now, right now, right now. Well, guess what? I'm a human being. I'm on my time. This is my business. I have a life outside of here. I got friends. I got family. And I'm not just going to jump because somebody said so. That's not how it works. When it comes to the internet, I hate to sound like the Unabomber here, but in a lot of ways in his manifesto, he said essentially that technology when it comes to Amazon and eBay and all these other companies where you can order. That's why malls are dying. That's why mom and pop brick and mortar shops and stores have closed. Because everybody has to have everything right now. It's like people lose their freaking collective shit if they don't get what they want right now. Instant gratification. Well, I say, fuck you. Call me a boomer if you want. You know, I'm a child of the 80s, man. I don't have to jump and rush for anybody. And I also have a caveat when it comes to that. You know, I'm officially retired from my career. Not a job, a career. So, and given certain resources that I have, I don't have to run for anyone. I can afford financially not to care about most things. I don't have to care. I shouldn't have to care. And I don't need to and I don't want to. I care because I want to care. But when you got people like this that are out there that want everything yesterday, that's not how the real world works. What do you want me to do? Put a gun to the mailman's head and make him drive to your house just for you because you think you're special or somebody unique? Maybe you're one of these it, what, who pronoun freaks that has a label on their chest. Hello, my name is Zimzu, Zilt, Zowie, you know, whatever the fuck. And I don't subscribe to any of that either. You get your stuff when you get your stuff. You know, I've got a personal life, man, and if I'm sick laying in bed and I can't get out of bed because I literally have something that can cause other people around me harm, that means I'm a danger to my neighbors and my friends, and I'm not going to do that. I followed the protocols to the T. I'm OSHA 30 certified, as a matter of fact. I'll show you my cert card. Again, full transparency. I got nothing to hide. There it is. All right, that's my OSHA 30 card. So, you know, I did a lot of training when it comes to this sort of thing. You know, and did a lot of homework and did a lot of research that you must shelter in place until you test negative, which I did as of last week, as of last Thursday. And that's why, you know, I can enjoy my life again. But what did I do? I initiated my own protocols. Sprayed my entire patio 6 times with disinfectant stuff. Sprayed the table, cleaned the chairs, did all of that stuff. It's the right thing to do, ethically and morally, and health-wise. That's what you do to protect the people around you. I think you got to be a real selfish prick not to understand those things, or maybe your IQ is somewhere in the low 30s. Same goes for my home. I wouldn't let people inside my home. You know, they're putting in brand new toilets next door. As a matter of fact, they put in a new toilet in my apartment here Friday, and I told the foreman, you know, truthfully, listen. I tested positive for COVID. I need to do another COVID test. Let me do another test to see where I'm at, and that's when I tested negative. But I said, listen, you know, I'm just getting over the thing. You guys, you know, of course, your choice. You want to wear masks or not? Let me disinfect my apartment. Let me spray up my apartment so everybody's comfortable and safe. I don't want anybody feeling uncomfortable or whatever. Like I cleaned my entire patio. The next day, Friday, you know, they all came in, they changed my toilet. I had my buddies here, we're all hanging out, having a good time. But I tested a second time just to make sure that I was negative. Because that's the responsible thing to do. You know what I mean? But people out there just, they have to, like, oh. This is why as time goes on and technology as technology is incorporated more into our everyday lives, people become more and more lazy. And as a result, they become more and more spoiled and commanding and demanding. It's pathetic. When I was a kid, when I wanted to hang out with my friends in New York City, in order to talk to your friend upstairs on the 3rd floor, you had to throw little pebbles out their window. That was our cell phone. That's true. Or you literally had to go walk up to the door and say, hey, can Mike come outside? Now everything is this. Anyone who knows me knows I hate text messaging. I can't stand text messaging. I use text messaging in a very limited fashion. A few words to convey the idea that I'm thinking about. Hey guys, I'm on the patio. Come hang out. I got beer. Done. Conversation over. Then they respond or they just show up. I'm a man. No offense to my ladies out there, but you ladies got to put them cell phones down. Everything's texting. This is not my life. I don't want this to be my life. But the whole point is that you're not going to get what you want immediately. At least not from me. I've got to cook, I've got to clean, I've got bills to pay. I got family that I talk to. You know, I got good friends here. I have a personal life. You know, I try to, you know, be as transparent with you guys when I fulfill your orders. You'll see on YouTube Shorts that you'll see a batch of boxes or envelopes or packages, you know, as far as like I just recently sold that Bayern Munich retro shirt, and I'll show that on camera without doxing anybody, so that you guys know, okay, here are your orders. This is what the box or envelope and blah 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 looks like. You know, I hope you guys can deduce that from the YouTube Shorts, but at least I'm open and transparent about that. But you got that one jerk that's out there that wants it yesterday. Yeah, let me go strap well, I gotta watch because this is YouTube. You know what I mean? Let me force the mailman. Let's put it that way. We'll change the words around here a little bit. Let me just go down there and hold the mailman hostage and make him deliver your special little package just for you. Because you have to have it right now because you didn't indicate that you wanted a rush order on it. And these are things you got to deal with sometimes. You know, if I make a mistake, I have to eat the cost. You know, like I accidentally swapped 2 cards, and that was during the time, you know, when I found out I had that COVID shit. But now I had to correct that mistake, but now I have to eat the cost of the shipping for the 2 cards. And I said, you know what, to the 2 customers that bought those cards off of me, keep them as an apology and as a thank you for your patience and your time. So in that way, it kind of worked out, you know. But it's just, these are some of the things that unfortunately as an eBay seller you have to deal with. But you got people that are out there that are very good at manipulating and controlling things. And it's just a sad symptom of instant gratification through technology and the internet. It really sucks. Oh man, my allergies are starting to pick up here a little bit. But anyway, so I know there was a lot to say in this video. There's going to be a lot more reviews coming up. I'm going to see what's going to happen. I obviously, like just to give you a quick recap of the eBay store, I will probably list these 4, but I'm waiting for the 2 Paul Skeens cards that I submitted to SGC before I list those, because I want to discuss the fluctuation of the cards, and I want to have Paul Skeens cards in my hands, you know, for a frame of reference. I will be listing all of these, the parallels from the Mitchell and Ness set, because the ones that I have graded I'm satisfied with, which means I can part with those. And then I'm probably going to submit all of these Ellie De La Cruz cards to SGC, and then of course, you know, I'll keep 1 or 2 of them for myself and sell the rest to you, ladies and gentlemen. I know there was a lot to talk about there, so thank you very much to each and every single one of you. You guys are great. Again, I appreciate your support by you picking up all these sports cards off of me. When I went through that COVID stuff, it really, really helped take the edge off of a lot of stuff, you know, and really made the worry kind of like go away, because, you know, if that's the one benefit of the internet and technology, especially when it comes to like Walmart's app, for example, you know, I didn't have to leave my home. I could just order food and stuff and have it delivered right to my home. And at that time when I was COVID positive, I didn't have to put anybody in harm's way. So in that case, it's helpful. You know, we really need to start using this stuff in a more positive light, and not be like some scumbag manipulator out there who's like, you know, let's just say we got 2 Ellie De La Cruz cards. I'm selling one and my competition's selling another one. So then this one, so this is the competition, flags my card because I'm selling it for a little bit cheaper, a little bit nicer sleeve. And, you know, I'll put stickers, you know, in a separate little envelope or something like that, you know, whatever it is, or offer a shipping discount. And they'll do everything they possibly can to get me off the chessboard, because either you're a little more savvy or smarter, or you understand your customer base more than they do. And they're in it for the money, and they're not in it for the love. I mean, obviously the financial part of it is a big part of the hobby, but they don't put enough care into it to actually, you know, come down to the level of the customer and their fellow hobbyist and see eye to eye. It's like that with everything in this world. You know, some people unfortunately just hate each other because reasons. You know, it is what it is. That's human nature for you. So anyway, this video is an hour long. Listen, I'm going to sit outside here for the rest of the day and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day. Everyone, take care. God bless. Stay safe. I am your host, the Carolina Collector. There will be more reviews to come. Also, check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001. Until next time, take care, everybody. Peace.